Yo, what is up, guys? So today we've got a product manager who is currently unfulfilled with his career path. And so let's jump into the thread and see if we can help him out. All right, so the title of this post says, what to do when feeling unfulfilled as a PM. The situation. I've been a PM or in product management like roles for 10 years, from being the product guy at startups to being in FANG, and I'm good at it, only ever get stellar ratings. He's currently working in a really interesting space, but he's feeling less and less energized by the actual daily PM craft work, which is draining his curiosity and his spark. He says that I'm a builder and creator at heart, which is what attracted me to tech. I love solving problems, creative solutioning, getting into the flow of heads down, focus execution, and I'm constantly curious to understand how things work. PMing brings me some of this, but the occasions are becoming fewer and further between. I'm absolutely not energized by captaining, producing clear comms, navigating politics to align people, corralling people throughout execution. This feels like an increasing large part of my job, more so as my career continues to advance. I probably should have been a SWE in hindsight. SWE for those of you guys is software engineer, but he messed around in college and got the default business degree. I also considered that route too, so don't feel too bad. And so he says the decision point. He is now well along his PM career path, finding great success there by most standards, but he's also asking himself if he can really see himself feeling fulfilled doing this on a daily basis for the next 10 to 20 years. Wow, quite looking for far ahead. Are any other PMs here feeling similar? Did you try making a change and did it help? And then he says here, the way I look at it, he has a few options. Number one, stay as a PM in FANG. Number two, shift to being a PM at a smaller company, like a startup. Option number three, start his own company. And he says that he's done it before. And he's also giving some scores in terms of fulfillment, domain interest, blah, blah, blah. Option number four, prep and switch to SWE or other hands-on function at FANG, potentially taking a down level. He says here that option number four seems like the best option. Any tips, insights from others who explore this path as well? And he also has a poll up here with those four options. And this is a good question, but for the purposes of this topic, I am going to select based on these four and based on what I know so far and what he should. I'm going to say PM in a smaller company, and I'm going to explain my reasons why, and I'm just going to go ahead and vote. And starting his own company is 35%. Switch functions in a FANG company, maybe switching to SWE or PD is second place with 24%. Remain PM in FANG is 23.6%, and then PM in a smaller tech company is 17%. So yeah, don't take my advice. I obviously did not choose the right option. All right, so this guy is in a great position, and he is what a lot of us in these similar roles call a great problem. And as a PM in a FANG company, first of all, he's probably making six figures easy. Assuming that he's a senior PM, he's probably making anywhere from between $200,000 to $400,000 USD per year, assuming he works in the US. And I'm just gonna say this out front, guys. Product managers oftentimes has to wear many different hats. I've been a product manager at two different large companies. I've also been a product support manager at one of the FANG companies. And the PM role, although it differs across industries, across companies, one thing that I think is very common across the board is that you have to wear many different hats. That means there's going to be days when you're talking to customers. There's going to be days when you're just sitting down writing docs, like what I did today, actually. There's also days when you're going to be working with the design teams and creating mocks and designs. And so the PM role just has a lot of variety to it. If I understand it correctly, this guy is going through sort of a dry spell where he feels like he's doing the same thing over and over, and he's kind of stuck doing more operational admin kind of overhead stuff rather than the more exciting stuff, the problem solving. And that could be a function of maybe the team or maybe the product that he's on, or maybe just the company itself. And so this might actually mean that he needs to jumpstart or pivot to a new company or switch job functions or even switch industries and do something else. It's a little bit difficult to tell which FANG he's referring to, but switching to another FANG might be what the doctor ordered, because switching companies and switching a product might actually give you the jumpstart and the excitement and the challenge that you're looking for, while still maintaining that quality of life and also the comp expectations that you're looking for. Because I will say that moving to a smaller company will definitely take away, I think, a lot of the perks and a lot of the quality of life, maybe even the work-life balance, because at a smaller company, you're probably going to work and put in a lot more hours than you are currently today, depending on what you're working on. Starting your own business always is exciting, but as we all know, There's a lot of risk that comes with it, especially if you're putting your own time and resources on the line. And so if you have a good co-founder, if you have a great idea and you know exactly how you want to execute it, then starting a company can make sense. High risk, high reward. So if you think that this is the right time and you want to do this sooner than later before you have family and other commitments, then that could also be another option. The fourth option that he also suggested, which is, maybe pivoting into something else. He expressed interest in maybe doing something completely different, maybe going even more technical and going down the SWE route might also be a path. But I will say that will probably also have its own problems. I would recommend talking to SWEs, talk to your engineers now and ask them, what are some of the things you love about your job and what are some of the things that you can live without? I know personally that a lot of the SWEs that I know that I work with are oftentimes sitting in front of computers, coding and problem solving. And if that's what you enjoy doing, then go for it. I think you'll love your job. But if you're already kind of used to the variety and depth that a PM is exposed to and the diversity of the work that most product managers have, then, going down a more technical path may or may not be the right fit. Ultimately, what's best for you, your own personality and where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are. So I would just do an audit of where you are in your career, talk to a lot of people in all different types of functions, companies, industries, and get a sense for what's out there, because the grass is always greener on the other side. And you might be leaving something that's really good, especially if you haven't really done the research to figure out what else is out there. This could also be just another opportunity for you to engage with your manager and ask for additional projects. One of the things that I've realized in my career is that oftentimes you have your own work, but if you can really knock that out of the park, and if you're not feeling challenged and you want additional opportunities, there's very few managers that are going to just withhold stuff from you. And if they know that you're capable, and if they know that, hey, this guy has the ability and the passion to take on additional challenges, then they're going to most likely give you opportunities. So don't neglect that option as well. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. For those of you guys who are going through something similar, hopefully this insight was also helpful for you. That's it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.